Incoming spoilers. If you haven't watched the Season 6 premiere yet, then you should probably get out now while you still have a chance. Still with me? Good. Let's do this. This is a complex episode, so I'm going to dash through this from start to finish and tackle it one step at a time. We begin at the beginning, where else, with Starlight lost in the Castle of Friendship. I know that others in the fandom have already talked about this, but this place is huge. Perfect material for a My Little Pony themed maze game, huh? Anyway, Starlight stumbles into the library, talks to Twilight about becoming a student, yada yada, quick joke about incoming friendship lessons, yakety smack. I'm speedrunning through the intro here because this is basically a background check of the last season's aftermath and we haven't reached the real meat of the episode yet. I do want to highlight this bit before we move on though. Starlight starts to panic internally when Twilight mentions being with Sunburst. Play the clip. Why are you waiting for it, or put the dang plastic clip on already?
I found out that's where the first pony you ever cared about lives. Sunburst? Of course, that's just one idea. We could also go to Griffinstone. Making friends with a griffin is a challenge all by itself. Or we could tag along with the CMCs the next time they try to help a pony who can't figure out why they're special.
This moment is brilliant. The expression and the sound cue thoroughly establish how tormented Starlight is about Sunburst leaving her without Starlight having to say a word. So not tell and all that stuff. It may be a minor scene, but I'm impressed by it regardless. Spike is also notable here, but I'll get back to him in a moment. Fast forward to the scene on the trip to the Crystal Empire, and after the ponies talk about the gifts for the baby. Starlight tries to use the crystalling as an excuse to call up for a meeting with Sunburst, but fails. Predictable. After a quick talk, Twilight literally crashes into Shining armor and wow, Shining, you look awful. Not as bad as this lousy placeholder vector of me, but still. Anyway, Twilight ends up leaving Spike and Starlight to meet Sunburst while every pony else heads up to see the baby. Starlight first. Spike attempts to comfort Starlight about meeting Sunburst. Starlight just tries to use the opportunity to distract Spike by making him tell a story. Hear the crystal ponies butting in, and Spike gives Starlight the distraction the latter is looking for. Alright, I have to talk about this for a moment. Spike is a masterpiece in this premiere. Both his strengths and weaknesses are on full display here. Sure, he gets caught up in his ego at times, but it never gets in the way of his attempts to comfort Starlight over the long run. He's being presented as a kind figure in spite of his flaws. This has to be one of Spike's better appearances in the show. Anyway, back to work. We shift our attention to the main six and the baby. Yes, Shining armor, it is a shock. If it weren't for the fact that Alicorn Flurry Heart has been spoiled left, right, and center anyway. Yep, Alicorn. And Flurry's lings are as big as encumbering as the hatred toward Alicorn sees. That, however, is a conversation for another day. Glossing over the fact that the birth of an Alicorn has never happened in Equestria, again, a conversation for another day, and Little Miss Trouble here immediately destroys several ceilings and floors with her unrefined magic. Not a good sign for the ponies, hint hint, and Shining still hasn't even prepared for the crystalling yet. And now we get back to Starlight. She can't get Spike to tell another distracting story this time, so off the two go to Sunbursts. This is fun. Spike says that the next thing on that dang blasted checklist is to highlight the importance of the meeting. Starlight calls for a skip, which Spike throws back in her face with a reminder of the time travel annex, and the item is checked off. Clever, Spike, clever. Anyway, I'll hop over the awkward meaning of ship pick bait here and land on the Shining square of unpreparedness over here and what the? Shadow Manager, why are you? Oh, I know. 19th picture, is that it? Alright, we get it. You're very obsessed with the number 19. You made yourself known now. Can you please leave? I have a review to do. Alright, bye. Have a good one. Now, where was I? We were at the Shining Square of Unpreparedness, and we are skipping over to Pinky and Little Miss Trouble playing over there, and we hop right back to where we started. I'll hop past the awkward tea party right over to here. And, predictably, the moment Miss Trouble is separated from her playmate, she cries and... Wow. Crystal Heart Smash is a lot easier than I thought it would. I mean, I figured it was made out of something like diamond, not glass. Then again, it might just mean Miss Trouble's crying overloading the crystal art. Probably it. Let's move on before I speculate too much. So, a storm's brewing outside the Empire due to the loss of the heart, and while the ponies are lost, Starlight and Sunburst are getting uncomfortable with the whole making friends thing. And now, a moment I've been wishing for a long, long time. Celestia and Luna head out into the storm to buy some time while everybody else looks for a way to repair the heart. Why was I wishing for this? If you've stuck with this show for a while, like I have, then you'll probably notice two things. Alpha, that Celestia gets subdued by one force or another in multiple instances, and Beta, other times where she could and should come in to help, I'm looking at you Season 3 opener, she doesn't, for one reason or another. In many cases, she is either defeated by some other power or kept out of conflict, either to raise the stakes and or to keep her from automatically fixing the problem. Here, Celestia and Luna are out fighting the storm, making themselves useful by giving the other ponies more time to fix things. They may not be actively involved in the story during this time frame, but they are contributing. Shifting gears, Spike is giving Starlight another round of cheering up hands. It took them this long to notice the storm. Seriously. I'm going to ignore the unremarkable attempts to get the Crystal Ponies to leave and move right back to Twilight, Starlight, and Co. at the library, looking for a book to help. The moment they find something useful, Twilight is prompted to tempt fate into making Loma's trouble destroy the book. Twilight tries to cut her loss and copy the spell from memory. Hope she took notes. Fast forward a bit more, and Sunburst and Starlight finally spill the beans to each other. The former is a know-it-all who can't actually cast the magic, and the latter reveals her past as a destiny-stealing cultist, for lack of a better term. So the two make amends, and two stories become one as Sunburst gives Starlight the solution to the broken crystal heart problem. Put quickly, they use the crystalling to restore the crystal heart, remove the storm, and suppress Little Miss Trouble's troublesome magic. Drat. There goes my nickname for her. Flurry Heart does get a real name, though. Wait, it took this long to name her? Well, at least she wasn't named Skyla. By the way, I spy with my Eldritch Eye a changeling in the background. Can't wait to see you again, Chrysalis. Give me a call sometime when you show up. I've got some plans for you. All that in due time. For now, let's wrap things up. This is a pretty complex two-parter with Starlight and Sunburst on one side of things and severe ice storms on the other. That might be hard to follow for some fans, but I didn't have much trouble, so I didn't pay much mind to it. The premiere got pretty predictable at times, but there were some really nice things on it. Celestia and Luna were put to use, and Spike got some decent time in the limelight. There was some continuity here and there too, which I didn't even touch on today. So how was it? I'd say it's not the best two-parter, but certainly one of the better ones. A couple issues here and there, but overall it did great. So that was the meat of the episode. I probably glossed over quite a bit during that venture. I might come back and take a closer look at that, which I missed, but that's a task for some other. Now then, that is my very first MLP review under wraps. If you didn't see the title of this video, you can call me the Manager. I'm going to be reviewing both the rest of the season, in theory at least, and I'm going to get a crack at all those pre-season 6 episodes too. Naturally, I'm also going to see to getting some real assets for my reviews. This ugly thing is only temporary, but we'll figure that out as we go along. If you want to stick around and watch me turn the tables on the MLP review community, go ahead and subscribe. Or you can just panic to the other reviewers about the impending darkness, but you probably want to stay on my side while this whole thing plays out. While we're at it, my pal Crazy Cat is going to do a modded Minecraft Let's Play on this channel at some point as well. He's not quite ready yet though, so give him some more time if you want to see that too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've spent long enough working on this review already. I started when the episode aired to put it in perspective, and episode 5 either 11! Stupid video editing software being absent and or unusable for months. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to sit over in the corner with my plushies and be miserable while the rest of that terribly delayed video finishes up. I hope you enjoyed watching that, by the way. It was fun to make. Editing aside, of course. It is about to come out. Depends on how much more time I spend working on this. I'm late, I know. So, here's a ticket for the hype train. Next stop, the gift of Mod Pie. Okay, fine, I'll wrap up with some ridiculous train sounds. Chugga, 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 chugga.